Yes. I can already see the comments now. Dude, all you do is glaze Batman. Bro, Batman's not that good. Batman this, Batman that, and yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm out here glazing Batman, and you know what? I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially when we're talking about the boys' universe, because I'm not gonna lie, they deserve an absolute beating. That's what they deserve, and that's what they're frickin' gonna get. And this is exactly why Batman would make the boys' universe look like a joke, or at least look more of a joke, or look like more of a joke than they already are. And there's various reasons why I can talk about this, and I want to bring this one point up before I even get into the kind of overarching ideas of why Batman makes the boys' universe look like a joke. I want to bring up something very, very, very obvious. Yes, could Batman somehow get one-shotted by, some surprise attack from Homelander, full blast, and blah, blah, blah? Yeah, of course. There's always a world where a Superman-like character decides, hey, I'm just going to try to one-shot you. I don't care about what you're talking about. I don't care about what you're doing. I'm just going to bang and be done with it. Is there a world that could potentially happen? Of course. There's a world that could potentially happen, but we know Homelander is a little bit weird in terms of getting rid of people, and if you give Batman just a tiny bit of time, yes, I said it, you give him a tiny bit of prep time, I don't think the boys' universe is going to be able to do that. Because at the end of the day, Batman's intelligence, his discipline, strategic mind would utterly dismantle the chaotic, ego-driven world of the boys, even despite the fact that he has absolutely no powers. For starters, Batman, in a tactical or kind of even a technical sense, is flat out superior to the entirety of the boys' universe. Homelander, yes, he has power, but Batman has every single plan in the freaking book. Batman doesn't brute force things that a lot of these other boys' characters do. A lot of the boys' universe is brute force. I was given this power, so I'm able to do this. I was given this power, so I'm able to do this. A lot of these boys' characters rely heavily on brute force, but Bruce Wayne, other known as the Batman, isn't about brute force. He's about surgical strategy. That is what he does. In a world of these reckless superheroes, quote-unquote superheroes, his calculated kind of strikes, his ability to manipulate those around him, especially anybody that is a quote-unquote fake hero, would be devastating. He uses fear even more effectively than any other character in the show itself. So we can definitely get down to the nitty-gritty on the idea that in a tactical sense, Batman would be a surgeon in the world of the boys. Not a literal surgeon, but a surgical mastermind when taking down villains, heroes, and various different people. And that would include someone like Homelander. Because obviously, everybody knows you gotta have preparation for a fight against someone like Homelander. You have to have preparation for a fight against the Seven, and or a fight against these kind of fake heroes. And we all know that Batman's preparation is his power. Give Batman some time. I don't know how long, maybe a couple days, maybe a week at the most, and the Seven, Homelander, and many others would mean nothing. Everybody around, a lot of these other fake heroes and a lot of these wannabe kind of super powered beings would be nothing, because obviously Batman would make the Seven, would make everybody else look like a freaking joke. He's known for defeating stronger enemies, and how does he do it? With research and preparation. I know there's jokes about, well, Batman could beat anybody with prep time. But in a way, in some circumstances, actually quite a bit of the circumstances, that is actually true. Because if Batman is under kind of a certain time frame and he's given these certain plans and he's told, hey, these are the villains slash heroes you gotta take down. Here's kind of the idea behind them, where they come from, what we know about them. Batman would do deep dives and really pay attention to these people more than you could imagine, and it would lead him to obviously knowing exactly what these people are about, what Homelander's about, what Billy Butcher's about, what the boys are about, what about all these other heroes, the entirety of the Seven, these other hero groups that may mean something or may mean nothing. These are all the things that he will have deep within his own mind and in his preparation. He's taken down, or has plans that he literally had to take down the entirety of the Justice League before, which is individually stronger than the Seven itself. Right? Not even just individually in terms of each member is stronger than one person individually in the Seven. Individually, one person from the Justice League is stronger than the entirety of the Seven. Yeah. So if Batman can prepare for superhero or super kind of being-like threats like that, I would assume he can definitely make plans and or preparations for defeating super beings like this in the world of the boys that all stem from what we know as Compound V, giving them a very, very big weakness, and a weakness that we have already seen in the boys universe itself be brought up from time to time. Now, I want to talk about this because this matters a lot. He would, hands down, find its origin, hands down, find the formula, hands down, find how to destroy or weaponize it, and he could make things crash and burn on the face of what Vought built or wants to build in a matter of days. Because if he decides, you know what, I'm going to expose the origin of what this is, of what Vought is. I'm going to expose not only the formula of Compound V, but also the idea of what they're trying to do in the first place. Yes, he wouldn't go out of his way to tell people like, hey, this is how you make Compound V, but he would definitely go out of his way to prove like, hey, this is not your normal superheroes. They're not born, they don't come from the sky. They are human. They are humans that are injected with a disgusting drug, and that is what he would expose, or that's what he would kind of anonymously expose, right, to a certain degree. Now, he could even take this, like I said, this formula of Compound V, reverse kind of engineer it, and stop this entire clown show of fake superheroes. And there's a good chance that he's going to be able to do that. But imagine Bruce Wayne, not Batman, but Bruce Wayne absolutely publicly ruining Vought and every single hero that ever existed. Every hero that deserved to be publicly humiliated and destroyed in terms of what they did, what they can do, and what they've been doing. He does it to every single one of them, destroying every single aspect of what this hero-like universe is like. Because at the end of the day, this would bring down not only Vought in terms of finances, in terms of legal pressure, but Batman could secretly leak all of Vaught's Black Ops and Compound V trials and scandals and everything, using media to his favor. Because that's one thing that I'm sure some people are thinking, like, well, do you think that the media could mess him up? Do you think that people being stupid, like we have seen in the Boys TV show, would lead to him, messing up or not doing proper things? But we know Batman is a stickler for research and a stickler for getting the details exactly how he wants them. So yes, is there a world there's quite a few people that decide, hey, I'm not going to believe this, I'm going to be ignorant, blah, blah, blah? Yeah, of course, right? That's going to happen no matter what. There's no world where that doesn't happen. Not only just in the Boys universe, but even in Batman's own universe, this would happen, right? Just because you bring facts to the table doesn't mean every single person in the world is going to believe it. But what matters is that there's people believing it and there's people seeing it. And that right there is a big part of this kind of media manipulation that Batman could really do far better than Starlight and Huey, especially if you put him in the world of the boys, where we have billionaire Bruce Wayne exposing these things, saying that he got anonymous tips and info from different corporations and things like that, where all of this information, he leaks it and gets it out there and says that he's gonna stop it, or he wants to put the right foot forward to stop all this horrible stuff and blah blah blah. And that right there would make things insanely critical, especially because, yes, I am saying that he would be able to do it better than Starlight and Huey in terms of the media manipulation. But keep in mind, Starlight had millions of followers. She was popular of all popular. So having Batman or Bruce Wayne, who, let's be honest, would be borderline, if not more popular as well. I mean, he is a billionaire. He is famous. He is this, he is that, he is so much, and that's what they would bring to the table. Shoot, he might even decide, you know what, Starlight, you know, she's a good person, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I'll use her as well, or not use her really necessarily, but get her on my side to the point where when we start kind of exposing everything, not only are you going to get the Starlighters or the people that are on Starlight's side and stuff like that, but you also are going to get the people that are watching closely at what Bruce Wayne talks about and what Bruce Wayne says. And yes, all of these aspects will help massively, but that's not the only thing. That's not the only thing that will help Batman in an insane amount in this world. Well, we got to talk about not only his kind of psychological warfare that he could bring to the table in terms of defeating Homelander, his ability to fight, like legitimately fight and throw hands, is going to be far greater than anyone else in the world of the boys. And there's so much to him that allows him to kind of really prepare every strategy he may take. He may look at Homelander as a big deal in terms of like taking him down and like stopping him and doing this or doing that. So of course he's gonna use that psychological warfare. Of course he's gonna use those different aspects, and of course he's going to use every little weakness that he can see within Homelander to defeat him. His psychological and psyche and you know the use of fear is something that Bruce Wayne or Batman is going to be able to use to a high degree and be able to use to really mess with the minds of a lot of these other heroes, or quote unquote heroes, because a lot of them, they don't have backbone. They're kind of insecure, they got issues, they're narcissists, they're really willing to just be sliced down into nothingness. I mean, let's talk about Homelander. He has massive amounts of insecurity. He has mommy issues. He's a narcissist. There's so many issues wrong with that guy. So having Batman being able to attack those things, make Homelander doubt himself, make Homelander go crazy because of the things that Batman is really manipulating in his mind and messing with, is something that Batman can take to a high degree, something that Batman can utilize on top of his fear manipulation, and really just every aspect of Batman in terms of kind of like his ability to take down foes and villains and other people outside of just his fists, using that mind, his genius mind, by the way, to really take some of these people down and get them out of there ASAP. And like I said, right, we're gonna have Bruce Wayne or Batman have a Compound V like kind of get rid of Compound V, or kind of like a Compound V counteractor or counter. And that's something he could definitely do with proper information, and definitely do with the information of that Vought may have, and a little bit of hacking here, a little bit of hacking there. I can see Bruce Wayne knowing every aspect, or Batman knowing every aspect he needs to know. And we all know that he has this moral discipline of kind of this don't kill, but he does finish the job. The issue is, we know the boys' universe, it lives in moral gray areas. And frankly, sometimes those gray areas are a little bit more dark than I would like to admit. Because we know that they are willing and okay with doing certain things, and willing and ready to do things that they really shouldn't be doing. But Batman, yes, he doesn't really cross that line, but he has dealt with people that cross that line day in and day out. So this will not be different, will not be any aspect of surprise on Batman. And yes, I will admit, is there a world, like I said before, that somehow Batman gets, immediately one-shotted or something because somebody's like, you know what, screw this guy, blah, 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 and, they just immediately take him out? Of course. But if you just give him a little bit of time, just a tiny bit of time to really study up, to really research, and really learn, then things start unfolding quicker than you could imagine, and it would lead to Batman or Bruce Wayne making the boys universe look like an absolute joke. But I would love to hear what you guys have to say about Bruce Wayne or Batman making the boys universe look like a joke. Do you think he would? Do you think he wouldn't? How do you think he would make the universe look absolutely silly and stupid, at least more stupid and silly than it already does from time to time? But with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please show some love, leave a like, leave a sub, and leave a comment down below. All that good stuff. I would love to hear your guys' comments down below. Now, with all that said, if you enjoyed this video, YouTube believes you'll enjoy this one, so might as well go check it out.